I quit. Okay, so I'm on day 3 of no caffeine, and I want to just start my video explaining why I'm quitting caffeine, what it's been like so far, and where I intend to go with this little experiment of not taking any caffeine for the unforeseeable future. So if you don't know, I'm Lucy Beatrix. I'm a runner. I was a fashion model back in the day. But this video is about quitting caffeine and why I'm deciding to just give up this drug for the next however long it feels right. Basically, I am sober from alcohol and any other substances. I don't take any other mood or mind-altering substances besides caffeine. And this is something that I've been heavily dependent on for a really long time. I would say I've been averaging 600 milligrams of caffeine for the past decade, at least. Especially the days that I was working as a fashion model, I lived on coffee. And then as I became a competitive athlete, a marathoner, I also lived and depended on coffee, energy drinks, all kinds of caffeine. So now I just want to do a great reset of my body and start from scratch. And part of why I want to do this is just to A, see how long I can go, B, see if it helps affect my sleep and my recovery as a runner, and C, as I'm getting older, I'm in my mid-30s, I'm 34, I want to treat my body with a lot of respect and be very healthy. And I feel like the way in which I was using caffeine was reminding me of the habits I had when I was abusing alcohol. So I want to not be dependent on a substance. I want to be free from feeling like I have to have a coffee to get out of bed. So that's part of my why behind not drinking caffeine. But I also just want to see kind of if there is a chance for me to enjoy coffee again, instead of just using it to get to this base of this state of just existing. Like I would drink coffee just to be a human. I want to get to the point where maybe if there's a time and a place I can have a coffee and enjoy it and actually feel it versus where I am now, where it's been just utter dependence. So this all started 3 days ago. It actually started 4 days ago, my rock bottom, as they say, because in alcohol recovery, we talk about our rock bottoms of having this horrible last drink or something, or we talk about these moments that kind of pile up into one big moment where you just say, I've had enough. That's it. I'm not doing this anymore. For me, that rock bottom with caffeine was on Sunday, where 4 days ago, I went with my boyfriend to get a cold brew. And on the way to get a cold brew, I drank an energy drink just to get me awake enough to go enjoy a coffee with my boyfriend on a nice Sunday afternoon. There, drinking the cold brew, I wasn't sure it was enough and I wanted another one. And then we stopped at a convenience store and I got another energy drink. And then I was too tired to do my workout, what I had planned to do. And I thought, whoa, I'm taking so much caffeine. And I just to drink that much in one day and then not even have the energy that I was hoping to get from it. That's when I realized I think my tolerance is just a little too high. And I just want to completely scrap all that and reset. So that's part of my why. The other thing is that I have listened to and heard a lot about Michael Pollan talking about caffeine. And in his book, I think it was called How to Change Your Mind, and the idea of different substances and what they do. But that for me, I do think there's a lot of benefit to caffeine. And I think caffeine can be used as a performance enhancer and actually help with races and stuff, especially for competition. So I want to get to the point where I'm not as sensitized or desensitized to caffeine and actually have an effect where when I do use it, I do feel an effect. So that's part of why. But I also think it's just kind of a nice little experiment for myself, just to see what's possible. And if I keep thinking to myself, if I could do this with alcohol, something that I did have an addiction to, and that I actively keep that at bay by not picking up alcohol, I want to try to do it with caffeine. And so that's part of the whole process. So I'm making this video because I want to stay accountable and share what it's like. So this is day 3. It's almost the end of day 3. I noticed on the first 2 days, I was sleeping so much. I could not get myself out of bed. I felt so lethargic. I had, headaches, and I felt like how you would expect, but I noticed that every time I drank water, whenever I felt this way, I would just pound a seltzer. I would feel a little bit better. So I think that that helped a lot. I've also noticed a little bit of changes in my appetite. I don't know if that has to do with the fact that caffeine or coffee is an appetite suppressant, but I've noticed myself feel a little bit hungrier. And I noticed the quality of my sleep. I was having crazy dreams, and I wonder if I'm sleeping deeper. I don't know for sure, but I just know that I'm sleeping a lot more. But I will say that now on day 3, some of that headache feeling has subsided, and I do feel more like myself. Like I feel not as bogged down. And if anything, I feel a little euphoric because I'm A, excited that I'm even doing this, and B, I feel less anxious. And I wonder if maybe caffeine is part of why I don't feel as anxious, or like the lack of caffeine in my system. Because if you get so used to having it there all the time, you just think that that's your normal state. And for me, I think that maybe my normal state is more of like this calmer feeling that I always like chase away with caffeine. So that's where I am right now. I'm gonna experiment with going and doing a run. I haven't really been running since I started this. I kind of just let myself completely regroup, and I'm allowing my body to kind of like reset and rest. So this is going to be interesting to see what running is like uncaffeinated, uncaffeinated completely. It's probably one of the only runs I've done like ever not with any kind of caffeine in my system. So yes, that's where I am. I've quit caffeine. This is day 3. So stay tuned on this little like adventure of self-experimentation.